has declared the one-night phenomenon. I took the rare opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with the one-night wonder.
You got a new senator. Congratulations. You know anything about this guy? His name is Scott Brown. Scott Brown. Isn't that the guy Elvis played in Clambake? What is Scott Brown? How you doing, Scott Brown?
My name is Scott Brown, and I'm running for the United States Senate. This is my truck.
You know that question, what can Brown do for you? Apparently he can stop the Democrats' health care plan. That's what it was. Well, a big upset victory. Republican Scott Brown defeated Democrat Martha Chokley.
Do you regret letting the world know that your two daughters are available?
Yesterday, the winner, Scott Brown, made a victory speech where he mentioned his two daughters were available.
No, Bailey. What the public did is they misinterpreted what available really meant. Bailey is available to sing at any church, while Bethany is available to reprogram your cell phone if you'd like. That's the availability I was talking about.
When did you first consider running for the U.S. Senate?
Well, Bailey, I first considered it, it was back last Monday.
And has your wife, Sonia, played a role in your campaign?
The new senator is Scott Brown. I guess he got the youth vote with some help from his wife.
Yes, Bailey, Sonia has played a very important role in our campaign, my campaign. She's supported me, just like any politician, whether they're man or woman. If they have a spouse that supports them and prays for them, that's what they need most. And she's cheered me on every step of the way. In fact, she sometimes brings the pom-poms to bed at night.
The White House said today that Scott Brown won because he ran a clever campaign.
Well, Bailey, some people would call it clever, but really it was just simple, basic, and to the point. You see, a lot of people believe that we need to keep things business as usual, but I think we need some change. And so I think we just ran a campaign that was truthful.
The Scott Brown victory is one of those things that send stocks up. That's just the truth.
And the truth shall set you free. In this case, the votes set people free.
Does it bother you that some news anchors did not even know who you were?
The race is between Democrat Martha Coakley and a Republican I have long supported, Scott, I want to say Brown? Is it Brown? It is Brown? That's why I wanted to say it. I have admired this guy since 1982 when he won Cosmo's America's Sexiest Man contest and posed for this centerfold. Now, it might seem a little racy, but he has always been pro-American.
Well, Stephen Colbert and ABC News got my name wrong, but that's okay. It's not about my name, Bailey. It's about who and what I stand for. That's important.
I tell you, folks, it was morning in America, the Boston Tea Party, the Battle of Gettysburg, and the all-you-can-eat wing night at Chili's rolled up into one. And the upset was pulled off by new political superstar, Scott... I'm sorry, was it Baio? Was it Baio? No, all right. Scott Towels? No, that's not right. Scott Brown! Scott Brown! But you know, folks, it doesn't matter if I don't know who he is. The important thing is that he knows who he is.
And are you aware that Cosmopolitan magazine rated you as one of the hottest men in America?
Yes, Bailey, I have heard that, yes. But to me, I consider the hottest man the man that happens to be on fire. To me, as long as my wife Sonia believes I am hot, that's all that matters. Whatever people think, let them think it.
And do you know what Whoopi Goldberg thinks of you?
Here we go. Because yesterday, the Republican Scott Brown, very attractive man, by the way,
Gorgeous.
very hot,
Really?
won a stunning victory over Democrat Martha Coakley. I'm sorry, he is hot.
He's by far the best-looking politician I've ever seen, because John Edwards was gorgeous, but he was in a pretty sort of way. This guy's got, like, macho-ness.
Actually, I have heard and seen that segment, but we also know that Whoopi is a little off her rocker, too.
You don't hear me have those very often about anybody.
Yeah, he's hot.
This guy is hot.
Look, he
rang my bell, okay? Okay? He rang my bell. Now, you may never hear that again from me.
Maybe.
But ding dong, they ring your bell. Whoopi's up.
And do you believe that we should start this whole health care reform over?
Now, as excited as I am about the election of Land? No, that can't be right. Brown! It does come with one downside.
We ought to be able to start over on this health care debate.
Start over.
We really should start from scratch.
Well, yes and no. I think we just need to go back to Washington and ask all the Democrat senators, whatever health insurance you have and you use for your family, let's offer it to everybody in America. I think that would make the Democrats wake up.
Do you intend to run a presidential campaign for the 2012 term period?
Well, Bailey, I really don't know what my future holds as a politician.
The Scott Brown victory here would essentially dash the hopes for passage of health care reform.
If health care dies, I think that we're going to see a new president in 2012.
But I will say this to America. America, I really believe, if I had one message to give you, that would be that America does not need a stimulus plan. What they need is a plan of salvation.
We at The Daily Show are going to call it Scott Brown is now apparently the 45th president of these United States of America. Woo! Yeah, baby! Welcome.
And President Barack Obama wants to hurry things along before you get to the table yourself. How does that personally make you feel?
Well, Bailey, President Obama knows that I don't come to the table to eat standing up. He will admit that nothing's going to be done until I actually get to Zaxby's where they're eating and actually take a seat.
The Senate certainly shouldn't try to jam anything through until Scott Brown is seated.
Scott, do you have the goods?
Bailey, I don't know if I have the goods, but I do have the good news, and that is God loves you.
Well, Scott, we definitely want to thank you for coming out here and just giving us your insight on how you're going to work, you know, being the U.S. Senate, you being the elect. And we definitely look for another opportunity to get to speak with you serving through your term as the U.S. Senate. This has been Bailey Brown with WBAY. Good night.
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown. Or Scott Brown.
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown wins.
Republican Scott Brown defeated.
Even Scott Brown himself seemed surprised.
The Scott Brown campaign.
Scott Brown in office.
And Scott Brown will make a...
Scott Brown, very attractive man.
Do you think that's Scott Brown?
Scott Brown! Scott Brown!
And your election has sent a message to America that is now looking to you for a brighter future.